What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to be doing a champion showcase today of the insane Ithos, who just nukes everything, and basically, other than a couple areas like Clan Boss and a few other places, you can pretty much farm everything in the game once you have him built right. Now, you guys know if you watched my Free-to-Play Friday video, we did pull him on the main account yesterday. Even though it was the 10x for Siphi, we had 20 Void Shards that we pulled to finish Summon Rush. And we were deep in the Void Mercy, and we actually did pull Ithos instead of Siphi, so not a bad consolation prize. I was able to build him up pretty quickly with some help from a clanmate, which I'll discuss later on. But this guy is absolutely ridiculous. He does so much damage. You're seeing some clips here of him farming Nightmare 12-6 all by himself. Just absolutely nuts. We'll take a look at him farming some other stuff later on in the video as well. We'll see some arena clips coming up here, but this guy has been so much fun just building him up. You'll see later also that his gear is not anything crazy. It's not crazy in-game gear. I don't even have him in a Savage set, which is pretty hilarious. But he just comes out here and he slaps people hard. And it's interesting to me because it doesn't seem like he gets a lot of press much anymore, even being a Void Legendary. Maybe I'm just excited because he's the first offensive Void Legendary I've been able to pull. But it's just been really cool to kind of take him out here and just start smashing everything in the game with him. And again, usually I do more like mid-game free-to-play stuff, but I wanted to start also getting into some later game content now that I've finished Faction Wars and gotten Lydia, starting to farm up some better gear. I wanted to start showcasing some of these other champions that I do have on my roster that can do some pretty incredible stuff in the game. So if someone else is in kind of the same area, they can start working on these things, which are overall going to help their account, because now we're basically able to farm a Nightmare campaign pretty quickly if we ever need to. We're able to farm most of the dungeons really fast if we need to for events and other things. But just overall, it's kind of fun now to have some other stuff to work on now that I don't have to be focusing on building all these different faction war champions. I can actually invest my resources into doing really cool stuff like this Ithos showcase. Where you can see him just beating everybody down and basically putting out crazy damage. Since he is a Void champion, you do get the benefit of not weak hitting as long as he's crit capped. And just his A2 is hilariously awesome. It does, the damage numbers that come up on the screen when he hits his A2 are just hilarious. And also his A3 hits pretty hard and is always critical. So just overall a really cool champion, and something I wanted to highlight here, just show him off a little bit. Even at my account level with the gear that I have, still able to do some pretty insane things with him. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the main part of the video. Alright guys, so here we are back on the main page of the account. And the first thing I like to do whenever we do these little highlights and showcases is show you guys my Great Hall so you can kind of get an idea of how that is working. So since Ithos is a Void champion, you can see here he is benefiting quite a bit because I do have my crit damage and attack maxed out in the Great Hall. For Void, I did that mainly for my Clan Boss Bat Eater team so that Painkeeper and my two Man Eaters could get a little bit of extra damage in. So those two stats are maxed out here, and the other ones are right at 5 and 6. So getting some decent stat numbers from those. We'll go and we'll take a look at his build here in just a minute. I just wanted to kind of show him off and some other content really quickly. So first thing we're going to do is go into the Nightmare campaign. You saw him farming 12-6 by himself, which is pretty cool. But one of the nice things now is that if I want to level some champions but also try to farm up some 6-star speed boots, sometimes if you're waiting on Dragon to drop you the 6-star speed boots, you may be waiting quite a while. So sometimes it's easier to just come into stage 6-6 on Nightmare and farm for your boots. You could also bring a couple of chickens along and easily level them up, and that's kind of where this is going to come in handy. Is anytime you want to do champion training, it's super easy to level up champions in Nightmare because they get a ton of XP. So anytime there's a clan versus clan or a champion training event, you can come in here. You can see they're all getting about 19 to 20,000 XP per run. We're not going to keep these 4 stars obviously, but you can see there 9 seconds. We've done it in 5. It's pretty ridiculous. So actually, let's let it just get rid of this team. I'm going to show you, see if I have any chickens at the back here. Let's see. I'll just put these uncommons in because a lot of times it's easy to level up uncommons to build, those 3-star chickens, and just show you how fast they'll be able to do that once we go through this. But yeah, it's pretty insane, like how he just throws out the damage. It was making me laugh out loud literally last night when I first finished his build. So look at that, we got 10 levels. Okay, defense flat, we'll sell those. It's just funny watching how long it takes the level up counter to go up here. So they all got to 10. So we'll do another run. And just like that, I think they're going to be 20 after this. I might be wrong. They may need 3 runs, but I think it's 2 or 3 runs. Okay, they only got up to 14. So it's just a couple runs, but you can see here, you're going to get a ton of XP compared to running, say, 12.3 or 12.6 on Brutal. Obviously, the energy is going to be double, and that's something where if you're still an earlier mid-game player, you're probably not going to want to waste the energy doing this. But again, this is kind of, I wanted to start making some content more toward the later game, since my account is finally starting to get there and we're starting to be able to do some really cool stuff with some of these champions. The cool thing with Ithos, you'll see here in a minute, is that his gear is really not that incredible. That's kind of the fun thing here. But you can see there really quick, we just farmed up 3 chickens to level 20 in about a minute or so. So pretty cool. This champion is amazing. I'm actually really surprised more people aren't talking about him and using him. It seems like he's fallen out of favor a little bit maybe, but I don't know. And then the unfortunate thing too is, let's drop back down to Brutal real quick, and we'll go to Brutal 12.3, which, if you remember, this is where Saurus has been farming for us, but now it's like Ithos might take his job there. It's possible. So this is 12.3 Brutal, and you can see here he's just going to slam through this just pretty much like he does in the other. I mean, he just smashes everybody. So he's also capable of being a 6-7 second farmer in Brutal 12.3 if that's what you're looking for as well. So this guy, you just use him everywhere. You could use him in the Doom Tower, solo waves in the Doom Tower if you want. You could put him in Minotaur, and he'll help you blow through that pretty quick. We can go take a look at him. Let's see what dungeon we'll show him. I guess we can run Minotaur real quick with him. I was rolling through here with him. We'll have to spend some energy, but that's fine. We're still trying to finish up Rusuga's mastery, so we can go through here. Now, obviously, we're going to have Lydia here, so he's going to be just smashing these waves whenever he gets that up. As you can see there, it's going to be a very quick wave clear. We've got Seer in there as well. She's kind of made for that. But this will kind of give you an idea of the kind of damage he's going to do just even in these dungeons. But really fun champion so far. I'm really enjoying using him. I'm probably one of my favorite pulls I've had so far. It's actually made the game a little bit more enjoyable, seeing that he's like the first really offensive Void legendary that I've been able to get in a game. It was fun using him in Arena, being able to actually take on some of those heavier defense teams and just be able to smash right through because he does so much damage. You can see there he's pretty much ahead of everybody else. Not sure where I got a 29-second run on this at, but this is pretty quick here with them. But yeah, so he's a really fun champ to use. Not going to weak hit because he's Void Affinity, so that's always pretty cool. And just wanted to show him off a little bit, show you what he can do. I don't have Faction Wars up in High Elves, so we can't really use him there. But I imagine he's going to slam out some crazy damage there. But let's take a look at his build. And we can jump in here to Champions. And let's see. I basically pulled him, and I'm at the point on my account now where I'm just saving all of my stuff. I don't really work on champs anymore. Once I finished Faction Wars, I quit spending silver. I quit working on champions. So that way when I pull a new champ, like I saved all my resources up for almost 2 weeks. And then when I pulled Lydia, I was able to instantly 60 her, build her up. Put her in some pretty decent gear. And then same thing with Ithos. When I pulled him, I had a bunch of silver. I had books to use on him and everything kind of there. So I actually just went ahead and built him. And I have to thank again HD60, who actually is in my Discord, and incredibly smart guy, one of the best guys in Raid, always helping people out in the community with builds and math and other things. And we've been talking about Ithos for a while, and he was kind of like, yeah, he can farm Nightmare, he can do all this. He's an amazing champion if you build him right. And he kind of gave me the base stats for the build I would need to help me out with that. And I kind of went from there. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it because usually you'll have to stick him in Savage gear or Cruel. And unfortunately on my account, I'm like allergic to getting good Savage gear from Fire Knight no matter how much I farm it. But that's going to kind of be our focus going forward, is getting into Fire Knight and just farming to get some of that better late game gear. But you can see even with my gear here, which it is all 6-star, some of it's pretty decent, but he's in all rare accessories. We didn't really get any great rolls here on some of this stuff, but you can see here we've got him at 209 speed. That's to make sure he goes, you know, twice against those waves. And his attack is 5,400. You know, a lot of people running Ithos, it's going to be 6,000 or 7,000. So obviously we have a lot of room to work with here. And crit rate, we went over 100, of course. Crit damage, 230%, pretty good. Plus we have Helm Smasher going in there, so we're able to do quite a bit of damage. But you see here, like even looking at his accessories. So we only got 1 attack roll here for 12%. It would have been nice to get 2. And then I think we did get the full crit damage. And then we got an attack banner on him. And again, we only got 1 roll of speed. It would have been nicer to get a couple more. If we could have got at least a double roll of speed, we could have worked some different gear into the build, maybe for some more attack or more crit damage. But fortunately, we did have this set of 6-star attack percent boots that rolled speed 3 times. So that actually helped out quite a bit with this build. Because whenever you're trying to build a big nuker like this, you kind of want to stick them in attack percent boots if you can to get as much damage as you can out of them. We've got a 6-star attack percent chest here. Again, kind of just rolled once on the crit rate, which forced us to build other. We actually had to use a divine crit rate set to be able to get the crit rate over 100. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is kind of a ragtag build. This is not something where you're going to slap your 4 best savage pieces on and just go out there and destroy stuff, which would have been nice. But I unfortunately don't have the good savage gear there. We actually do have 6-star crit damage gloves, which did roll crit rate twice, which was very nice. That actually helped out a little bit. And then we have a triple speed roll on our weapon, and we got a double speed roll on our shield. But you can see there, like, the crit rate rolls on these are pretty low, and it's just like we had to basically just go with what we had. We have a triple crit rate roll on this helmet, and we just had to kind of work with what we had. So you don't see many attack percent rolls in here. You don't see many crit damage rolls in here, which that's what I'm trying to say in here is, like, it's crazy the value you can get out of this guy, even if your gear is not spectacular. So pretty cool that we were able to build him to the point where he's just out here smashing stuff, and I can't wait to actually get him in some decent savage gear and see how much better it can be, because he's already doing insane damage. I mean, it's like his A2 in arena, even in you know, upper gold 4 against some of those Duchess teams or some of the defensive teams, it's hitting for over 100,000. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, it was making me laugh. Like when I got Mountain King on my free-to-play account, and he's just out there one-shotting people. Ithos is kind of the same way. You know, his A3 hits pretty hard too. It's always critical, but really this A2 is absolutely nuts. It just slaps for so much. You can see there we do have, we got lucky, and I think most of his books went into the A2. I haven't fully booked him out yet, but, you know, we did. I don't usually book champions outside of Clan vs. Clan, but this time I just couldn't help myself because he was so much fun. And I was like, let me get some more damage on him and see how much he can do. I kind of show you the masteries here. Now, again, I'm not the best on masteries, so this may or may not be what you need. We kind of just went straight down support. I wanted to get Lord of Steel to get a little bit of extra bonus out of those, out of that divine crit set we used. And I honestly didn't really care about any of this stuff. It was mainly just to get the crit rate, get the crit damage, do a little bit of extra damage through shields, which you're going to run into in arena quite a bit. We've got first hit. We do have Cycle of Violence on there to try to decrease the cooldown. And then we kind of just went through and grabbed anything that would give us some extra damage going down to get the Helm Smasher there. I can see maybe taking Life Taker if you're going to use him to farm Doom Tower by himself. But really, I just wanted to build him as a Nightmare Farmer, and also to just come in for dungeons and arena. I'm using him as my nuker in arena now. It's pretty cool. He's just a very fun champion, and he does have this crit aura you can use for arena battles if you're worried about that. But really, you just want to kind of. I've been running him with basically my typical Arbiter team. So we got Arbiter, Lydia, put Valkyrie in there once in a while just for her to be able to cut him with the turn meter. And then he's in there to just nuke, and he just hits so freaking hard. It's hilarious, as you saw in some of those clips earlier on. So overall, just a very fun champion. I'm really happy that I pulled him. It's made the game kind of fun now. I can go through and kind of crush stuff with him. But, you know, it's kind of nice now that we've got Faction Wars done and we've built most of our champions out. And now that whenever we get a fun new champion, we can kind of start doing some cool stuff. Like, you know, the other day we were showing the 13-second spider runs, and now we're able to go in and farm Nightmare campaign pretty easily. So it's very cool. It's actually kind of weird, like getting through Faction Wars was such a grind, and it's very frustrating, but you feel pretty accomplished once you get there. you know, you get Lydia, who's a pretty awesome champion, and then you're able to just start doing other cool stuff on your account once you start to get some of those champions that can enable some of those cool dungeon runs and nightmare farms and other things. So pretty fun times, guys. Really enjoying it, and hopefully we'll be able to get some Savage gear for Ithos and take him to the next level, but he's already pretty amazing right now, as is. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this little showcase video on Ithos. As always, if you have any questions about anything in the video, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, and I will do my best to get you an answer as soon as I can. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.